Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over the January 5th recap of the Facebook Marketplace Challenge, where I challenged myself to make $10,000 in sales on Facebook Marketplace, but spending absolutely no money to do so. So I'm either selling things that I already own, things I got for free, things that were gifted, whatever it is, we are selling it without buying it. Right? So it's very exciting. I did pretty good yesterday. We sold 5 items in total. I'm going to quickly break that down. And then I actually asked you guys yesterday if you had any questions. I made a list of questions that I want to touch base on. Some of them deserve their own video, to be honest, but we're going to start here. Facebook. I only did $90 in sales yesterday, but like I said, it's going to be like this. The last week, I think, is where I'll make the bulk of the money. So on Facebook yesterday, I sold a jellyfish lamp for $10. Now, we should talk about this. In my listings, I include a photo of like the box, whatever, the photo of the item that I take really quick. And then I also include like a quick video. The box of the item, there was different versions that you could get. So it was a jellyfish lamp. You could get the one on the box was like all black, but then there was like different, colors of the thing. And in the video, it showed the actual item in use. So I assumed that they would see that, they would know which one, and then I just showed the box. Like, all I wrote was jellyfish lamp. I assumed they would know what they were buying. They bought it for $10. They got it home. They didn't like that it wasn't black. They freaked out on me. They told me I was a scammer and lost their minds. And I said, give me your Venmo. I will send you $10. Like, they were like, I'm coming back to your house. It was crazy. I said, give me $10. I'm sending you your $10 back. Like, go away. So that was my first really crazy Facebook Market experience. Onward and upward. We're not going to hold on to that. We sold a storage box for $15. Fireproof storage box. A vacuum seal machine for $50, backpack for $10, and a giant Rubik's Cube for $5. So overall, that was a $90 for 5 items, and our month to date is $375 on our 5th day. Obviously, we have to rev it up a little bit. I haven't listed anything new yet. I will start doing that tonight, and then things will power through and get bigger and bigger. I want to dive into some of the questions that you guys had. So if you guys want to join me on this, hear me out. If you don't know me, if you don't know who I am, if you are just new to this channel, 9 months ago, I lost everything. I lost my business. It crashed. It was my own fault. And I was running a multi-million-dollar business. I oversold my product. It was a mess. I lost it all. And then about 4 months later, I lost my home because I could no longer pay my rent. I could no longer afford my car. I could no longer afford anything. I was completely out of money at that point. I wish I would have seen the potential in selling small items, right? Because sometimes we think really big and we think, I have to only sell items that will make me $50, whatever it is. But the reality is, a lot of us are in survival mode. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck in America. We are in survival mode. And when you are in survival mode, you will make bad choices because you are just trying to get by. You are just trying to get to the next day. You are just trying to get to the next paycheck. You have to start somewhere. And I truly believe everyone in America has stuff in their house that they don't need. They have stuff that is cluttering up their space. They have things that are probably new in the package that they bought that they shouldn't have bought. Everyone has stuff. We are consumers. And sometimes you look at that stuff and you think, it's worthless. No one wants to buy that. Or I don't want to take the time to list that, or whatever it is. That's not the right way to think about it, right? I sell things for $5 for one, because I love $5. That's great. That's $5 more than I had before. But for 2, because I want to show you guys it's worth it, right? It takes me a minute to make a listing. I put it on my patio. They pick it up. They give me $5. Like, that's it. And I don't care if people make fun of me because I sell something for $5. I don't, okay, like, I could have gotten myself out of that situation a year or 9 months ago. Like, I could have done things differently, but I can't go backwards. I can only go forwards, right? I can only go forwards. What I'm trying to say here is that I believe that most people in America, most women especially, we're all looking for a way to make an extra $1,000 a month. We're all looking for $2,000, $3,000. Like, imagine if you had a savings account with $5,000 in it. You would be able to make choices differently because you had a safety net. And I didn't have a safety net. I made really poor choices because of that, because I thought I could just catch up. I thought I could just, it was a mess. I wasn't making good choices. I was making choices out of survival. And I know a lot of people out there are doing that. And so if you can, this is the lowest hanging fruit, the most basic way to make money today, now. And if you can do that for 30 days, you can sell everything in your house that you no longer use. You can get free things on Facebook Marketplace to then sell on Facebook Marketplace. Just take a couple better photos. Imagine having even $1,000, $2,000 in a savings account at the end of the month, how that would make you feel. And that's why I'm doing this. Because for me, I need proof that I can get up and I can figure out a way. Do I want to do this long term? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I want to have a safety net of money that I can then build something else with. And having that safety net will allow me to make positive choices. So that is why I feel like this is so important to me right now, is not just for myself, but for so many Americans out there who are living paycheck to paycheck, who really just need someone to tell them, hey, go through your house right now, find 10 items that you no longer need or no longer want, and list them on Facebook and see what happens. I believe in you. I know you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm no one special. Right? And every time I say that, people will say like, no, you are. Like, no, I'm no different than you. People are just people. I am not special. I am on the same level as you. You can do this. You can absolutely do this, and you can make a few $1,000s, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home. And what would that mean for you? So we had some questions. We're going to go through them. That's my little TED talk for the day. Okay, so first question was like, how do you post? How do you make a good listing on Facebook Marketplace? I'll give you a couple quick tips, but I do want to make a whole video kind of breaking this down. It's very basic and you're overthinking it. I guarantee you're overthinking it. You're going to take a photo. Here's one of the photos that I recently took. It doesn't have to be extreme, okay? I literally sit on this couch, I use this table, and I take a picture of whatever the item is. I also include a video in my listing of the product working, or like showing the product. The videos I feel like make a huge difference. I do sell more items with videos than without videos. So if you can take literally, they can't be over a minute long, so it's a very short video. So let's say I was selling this cup on Facebook Marketplace. I would just say like, oh, look at this cup. It's a marble cup. It has a straw. The straw has like this. Like, I would just explain. I wouldn't give pros, cons, nothing. Literally black and white information, include that video. Okay. And then the third thing that I think is really important, photo, video, title. I usually just copy whatever the title is on the Amazon listing. Almost everything out there has an Amazon listing. You can take the photo that you took for the listing and you can use your Amazon app and it will scan it and it will bring up the Amazon listing. I just take Amazon's listing because all the SEO words are there. Like, I literally just take Amazon's title, put it on Facebook. Stop doing more work than you have to do. Better yet, use ChatGPT. No joke. Take the photo that you're going to use for the listing, put it in ChatGPT and say, give me an optimized Facebook Marketplace title and description. Boom, 10 seconds, you've got it. Don't stop overthinking it. Stop overthinking it. You want to use words that people are searching for, right? Right? Insulated cup with straw. Whatever you would search for if you were buying that item, that's what you want in your title. Okay? Not used phone, not used cup. use good words. So those three things are really important. But the most important thing on Facebook Marketplace is the price. And here's the thing. I can almost guarantee you that if anybody said, hey, can you look at my listings and tell me what's wrong with them, most of them would be overpriced. This is yard sale pricing, guys. You are not getting top dollar. You want to get top dollar, go list it on eBay, go list it on Poshmark, and wait for it to sell. And then pay those fees. And then ship it and do all that extra work, okay? But if you want money quickly and you want it out of your house, list it on Facebook Marketplace for lower than market value and it will sell. And a lot of people will argue with me about that. A lot of people say that I'm not getting the money I should. Then don't do it. Then don't do it. I feel like for many years I was too nice. I was too nice. I pandered to people and I said, oh, okay. No, don't do it then. Then it's not gonna work. And you're not getting top dollar on Facebook Marketplace. I'm sorry. That's just the brutally honest truth. Stop thinking that your item is worth more than it is. Right? I have a pair of sunglasses. They are $200 sunglasses on Amazon. I've had them listed for $20 for a month and no one has come and wanted them because no one cares about those sunglasses. The brand has no brand recognition. Sorry, it's just the truth. Now, if you think about things like the item I sold yesterday, which is a vacuum sealer, it's $100 on Amazon right now. I sold it for $50. It sold within 2 days of listing. Now, for one, it's an item that people use all the time. They need it. They need it for their kitchen, right? And in the long run, it's going to save them money. And so I can list it for half of retail value, and that makes sense. The little cube, the Rubik's Cube, right? I listed that for $5. I don't know how much it is new. That's probably about 20% of the new price. All I do is I look at the item and I think, what would I pay for that on Facebook Marketplace? Right? So let's say I'm listing this. What is it? Oh, this is a microphone. Let's say I was going to list this microphone on Facebook Marketplace. I would say, how much would I pay for that? $20. $20. That's how much I would list it for. I don't overthink things. I think about what I would spend on it personally, and then that's what it gets listed for. Because I'm not going to spend an hour of my time researching when I could get 20 more items listed. You guys really have to think about your input versus your output. Okay? Is it worth spending an hour trying to figure out exactly what to list this at? Or can you just say, yeah, someone gave me $20, I'd be happy. It's cool, $20. That's it. Hold it in your hand and say, do I want this item or do I want $20? I'd rather have $20. List it. Someone else, because the way that I do it is when someone comes to buy something, I put it in a bucket by my front door and then they leave money under the mat. And I do have multiple items out there. Once someone said, do buyers take the wrong items? It happened one time and I understand why it happened. The guy he was buying a big bundle of things and I put them in a white bag with a zipper on it for him. I said, this is your stuff. One of the things he wanted to buy had already sold to someone else and it was a meat thermometer. And I said, oh, sorry, that meat thermometer. I didn't say that thermometer sold. There was 8 items he wanted, 2 had already sold. So I sent him screenshots of the items still available. And I said, these are the items you can buy for this price. He agreed upon it. I told him there was a couple that had already sold. When he got here, he took the bag, but he thought the meat thermometer was also part of the bundle because he hadn't looked at the photos correctly. And so he did take the meat thermometer. He did pay me for it after the fact. I was like, oh, hey, did you take this? Because I noticed it wasn't out there. Luckily, the original buyer hadn't come for it. And he was like, oh, my bad. He immediately sent me money. It wasn't a big deal. The only way it becomes a big deal is if you make it a big deal. And here's the thing. If he would have never responded to me and he would have taken it, okay, whatever. I can't change that. So I just don't worry about it and I don't let it stop me from saving time. Because the other option is for me to try and meet the people every time and deal with that. I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with that. So for me, it's worth the risk. So it's risk versus, I don't know, there's a term here that I'm missing, but for me, it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk of the item not getting paid for and taken by somebody else because the rarity of that happening is slim to none. So you just got to trust that most people are good. Somebody said, how do I get more clicks? And again, I think that if you have a video and you have it priced right, you're going to get more clicks. You want clear photos. I don't want to see the rest of your house in the photo, okay? I don't want to see all your trash. I don't want to see all your clutter, just the item. Someone said, I get really tired of the, is this item available question. I hear that a lot. And I think that one's interesting to me because that is just what Facebook prompts you to send to the person if you're interested in it. And as someone who's also shopped on Facebook Marketplace, I remember there was one night I sent messages to like 100 people for different bags that I wanted to buy. And I only got responses to like 10% of them. So why am I gonna spend time writing out a personalized message when most people don't even reply? So the fact that you're replying to the person, that's actually the first conversation, okay? So that, think of it like this. When someone says, is this item available? Think of it like that is them walking into your store, okay? Let's say you have a brick and mortar store, someone walks in, you're gonna say hi, right? So is that item available is just them coming through the door. Now is your time to shine. Now is your time to shine. And you say, hey, yeah, respond immediately, okay? Facebook Marketplace attention span, very small. You need to have your notifications on and you need to respond immediately. Most people want to buy it then. I missed out on a sale yesterday because I didn't respond immediately. I didn't see it for about 20 minutes. And she was like, oh, sorry, I already drove to the other side of town. Like, I don't want to come back. And I was like, all right, makes sense. I should have responded. So is this item available is just them walking through the door. Now you get to make the sale. And most people won't even respond. So the fact that you're responding is, you know, I would say, if I had to look at my messages, I would say I close sales on about 40% of the people who message me. And that is maybe pretty high. I don't know. I don't really have data to show what it is. But I would say, you know, most people who send you that message are sending it because they're interested in the item. So then you got to sell it to them. Someone asked if I sell clothes there. I haven't really sold clothes yet. I should. I have a bunch that I need to move. So maybe I will do an experiment with that. I sell a lot of purses and handbags though, and like backpacks and stuff. So I would say accessories do well. What to list? That's a whole video in and of itself. I literally say anything. You will be surprised. You'll be surprised, right? I sold a jellyfish lamp, a storage box, a vacuum sealer, a backpack, and a giant Rubik's Cube yesterday. It's a hodgepodge. List, if you got it, list it. Why not? And how do I sell fast? You just price better. Just, it literally all comes down to the price, guys. It all comes down to the price. Just price your items a little lower. And I do want to make a couple of videos on these topics so that I can go into it deeper. But if you have any questions in the meantime that you want answered about selling on Facebook Marketplace, drop them down below. I would love to answer them for you. And I think that's about it, you guys. Like I said, I didn't want to make this video today. I wasn't feeling it. I was tired. I really just wanted to lay on the couch and do nothing, but I made a promise to myself that I was going to show up every day and make a video. So here I am. So here's the second part of this. Even when you don't want to do it, you got to do it. Even when you don't want to do it, you got to do it. Stop making excuses. Stop saying I'll do it tomorrow. Just do it. You watch this video and you want to make a little bit of extra money, go turn this video off right now and go list 5 items. Just do it. Just do it and see what happens. Because here's the thing. I am setting myself up for the future. Today might not be a great day. Today might not be a day where I'm like seeing a lot of success, where I'm really feeling it. But tomorrow could be different. But it's not going to be different unless I put in the work today. So I'm encouraging all of you to put in the work today so that future you can look back and thank them and thank yourself. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So I hope you guys have a great day, a great Tuesday, and I will be back again tomorrow with another update.